Laura and Judy, I brought you a present. This is the,
Thank you. How pretty.
Isn't it beautiful? This is called the Intent Heals Journal. And it is made...
Thousands of people are finding inner peace, forgiveness, and gratitude through the use of this journal. I have been doing workshops for the last 7 years and have now trained 8 others to hold workshops. 2 new programs are being developed, one to address bullying in middle school, and another is a spiritual reconciliation program for hospices.
You see how it's small? So it fits in the palm of your hand. So what you do is you get in a prayerful space and allow God's presence to speak to you and think of the people who have affected your life. Sometimes in a positive way and sometimes maybe in a negative way, but just allow the names to bubble up and write them down. And you can write them in whatever way you'd like. You could put one name on a page, or you could fill the page with names, whatever you'd like. And at the end, you pray this prayer. For those remembered, may you receive this blessing of love, light, healing, and wholeness. And this is why it's made for the palm of your hand, because you pray.
Healing is so important, and forgiveness is an incredible aspect of end-of-life peace and reconciliation. We have found that by using the Intent Heals Journal, we give folks an opportunity to express, through writing, the names of their loved ones, those relationships that are important to them, to take responsibility for those relationships, to know that it was a two-way street, and then to offer that forgiveness, even if they cannot be present. Through prayer and through the guidance of their social worker and chaplain, that forgiveness does take place, and then to accept that forgiveness, which brings them to gratitude.
It's only natural for people to be skeptical when they look at the Intent Heals Journal. How could this small little book be as powerful as everybody's saying?
Have many of the people, your patients, used this?
Yes.
I was invited to be on a committee to see how the Intent Heals Journal would work for our patients here at Hospice of Alicia Flagler. Went to a couple of meetings. Generally, I am a skeptic about what seems like gimmicky things. So I said, okay, I'll be on it. So I went and was a little bit intrigued by it, but still skeptical, just because I'm just not a big user of tools in my work. So then we went to the training and listened some more, and then got the journal and was instructed to, after we were told about how this thing operates, instructed to write names of people that you remember in this journal. I said, yeah, okay. So I started writing these names in this journal, and then pretty soon I started getting emotional. I started saying, whoa, what is going on here? So actually it got to the point where I quit, because I couldn't write anymore. I had to wait. And so we went through the rest of the training, and then I was a little less skeptical, so how powerful this was. So a few days later, I got it back out, wrote some more names. It was very emotional. I didn't take it much farther for myself. But then we had some follow-up meetings after that training, and we found out how powerful it was with some of the patients that the other social workers had already done and already tried and told their stories. So now I'm a believer. Not really a skeptic anymore.
Laura, I thought it would be good for you too as the caregiver. I know you're not taking a lot of time for yourself.
Sometimes the family member is offered the journal by the social worker or the chaplain, because they know that this family member needs some reconciliation work.
And I thought this would be a good way for you to spend just a few minutes alone and in prayer. And you've told me how important your faith is to you. So this would be a way to take a few minutes and let the names come to you too.
Are there, any best times of the day that people find to use it, or anything else that helps?
You really
with the
know the
memories
hospice
of the-
patient and family members are getting the Intent Heals journal process when they're not asking anymore, will it work? They're asking, how can I make this work better?
You seem to have more energy in the morning.
Yes, I
so it
do.
might be a nice way to start the
Start the
day.
day, yes.
And it,
We know the journals help the patients and families, but the staff and caregiving teams also express how powerful the journals are for them and how they help in their grieving process as well.
The Intent Heals Journal is a legacy, it is a witness to what we, as those of us that work in hospice, go through every day. It is a way that we put the stories of real people into a working process. And it also allows us to let go of some of those things that need to be let go in a very wonderful, positive way. We don't need to take them home to hubby and to children. We don't need to be frustrated. It is a process by which all of us as team members, as nurses, as social workers, as chaplains can heal and be stronger the next day. For we have poured our hearts in on that day and we leave it on the table. The journal is on a common table, almost like a communion table, where everyone is invited to come to the table and to partake if they should choose to, and to let go and to celebrate a life ever so significant, and then go on and be free. It is a process of healing. It is a process of purging. It is a process of self-evaluation. It is a process of becoming stronger. And as women and men that help other people realize what this world is about or end of life is about, it is such an integral process to who we are as human beings and allows us to do the best work every day.
Thank you. That's a lovely gift.
you're
I can't
welcome.
wait to get started and put some names in here. I'll have to put several on one page because there are so many people who have affected my life.
The Intent Heals Journal is an incredible gift to hospice for the health and well-being of our staff, to the health and well-being and the sense of peace that comes to our patients that have the opportunity to do life review and to realize the gifts of relationships, the gifts of forgiveness, the gifts of gratitude.
So with the reconciliation program at Hospice of Volusia Flagler and with the care plan and now the Intent Heals Journal, our IDT, our interdisciplinary team, can work with patients and their families to find the issues in life that would create unrest at the end of life, and hopefully have time and have the assistance to resolve those issues. And we have seen a great deal of difference in people dying peacefully when they have been able to reconcile the relationships in their lives that were detrimental or left them feeling abandoned or whatever their issue might be. And there's a great deal of difference in the final result. People need less medicine. They are less uncomfortable. They are more able to let go. They are not fearful. And all these things create and contribute to a peaceful death.
I hope as you watch this video and you hear the stories and experiences shared by the staff at Hospice Volusia Flagler, you will become excited about the Spiritual Reconciliation Program and the Intent Heals Journal and make it part of your hospice care program.